compound and double angles in identities. So the question says, what? Prove that this is equal to that. That's why you separate them from the start, so that we can prove that they are equal to each other. But then you don't just storm. Okay. Let's have a look. Is there something to do on the left-hand side?
Yes.
What?
Compound.
Compound angles. But normally, if we have a choice, we'd rather want to make them more compound and not more written out, not elaborated, not extended. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Normally. But am I going to get away from that?
No.
You're going to have to do it. Maybe on the right-hand side we can do something.
Double angle.
Double angle. 1 minus sin square is cos square, right? But the problem with that is it's going to be cos square x, and there is sin square y. Why? Because if it was cos square minus sin square of the same angle, it could be a double angle. So that's not helping me. So it's true, but what am I doing with it? So there's going to be lots of times you're going to tell me, ma'am, but this is true, and I'm going to say yes. I don't disagree. It's true, but what are you going to do with it? Where are you going from there? All right, so it's a possibility, but I don't think so. Because this one, I'm going to have to elaborate and hopefully get to something like that. How do I do that? Because it's cos, we say. Cos, sin. And then it's multiplied. Right, so cos, sin. Got x, y, minus becomes a, plus becomes a minus. Then this one again, I'm going to erase that. We know what we wanted to maybe do. And then it's going to be again cos, sin. I've got a little bit of space with x, y, and this time it's a plus. So what have we got here? It's foil. It's foil, but wild foil. So you've got to do the first ones timed with each other. Is going to give you cos square x, cos square y. Do you agree? Yes. Now I'm on my way to make a lot of trouble for myself if I go and the middle ones and the outer ones and the right hand side as well. If I look carefully, do you see that it's difference of squares?
Yes.
Because the brackets are same thing with the minus, same thing with the plus. So I cannot go on with, I can just go on and say, let's multiply with each other. And we have a plus times a minus is a minus. And we've got sin times sin is? And again sin square. And be careful for the y's and the x's there. Okay, now that's it. At least I didn't do all that middle terms as well, because it would be right, and then it would fall away, because it would be minus something, plus something would fall away. But how am I going to get from here to there?
This
Ideas?
is a
Can you say?
Dots, the difference of two squares is not?
Difference of squares is going to do what? Factorize again. Oh, it should look like that.
but it won't keep us.
What can you do? Can we not maybe make
Take
one
out.
of them, instead of cos square x here, make it 1 minus sin square. Now guys, there's a lot of things that you can do. When you are struggling with the sum, you're going to have an attempt 1 and an attempt 2 and 10 and whatever to get to the answer. Left hand side, right hand side sums are never level 1. Maybe extreme cases, but most of the time it's never level 1. Okay, so is that going to help me at all? Because now this is going to give me cos square y minus sin square x cos square y. Is that going to help me if I look at this side? You have to work with something to get yourself a little bit further along. So what will this then have to be? I'm aiming for 1 minus sin square. Okay, there's something there. Can I not maybe do something with this thing and say, let's make the y's become also cos? Since I've got sin square x, You see how I'm aiming for what I want to get to? So sin square x is there, but maybe we should take the sin square x here and make it a cos square x. Is that going to help me? Not what I'm aiming for. Sin square y, okay, that's there. So maybe I can get something there. Let's go on and say minus sin square x sin square y. I've missed a step here. Okay, so I'm saying let's take the cos square and make it 1 minus sin square. Is this definitely going to be the answer? I don't know this answer. I'm also working with you here. Okay? So sin square x. What am I aiming towards? At least to get to sin square x. And then I need a sin square y. So maybe, shouldn't I have said, like this cos square 1 minus sin square y? I don't know. Should we try it and see what happens with it? Are you hearing this? Try and see. And try and see. But I'm aiming towards something with sin square x. I'm trying towards something with sin square y. So I'm actually not needing the causes. Are you with me? How my brain must start thinking. What do you think I can do with that cos square? Okay, now I'm erasing. And please, in an exam, it's good if you write in a pencil. Try. But most of you don't work against time. And then you don't have time to erase all of that. And you're not allowed to work in pencil. Just be careful. Okay? So we got cos square being 1 minus
Sin square.
Okay, oh, is that going to help me? Why did I choose this? Can I just say that again? That's the crits of it all. I need to get to sin square x and sin square y, because that's what I got on the right hand side. This is the reason I'm taking cos square into 1 minus sin square, and there as well. Is it going to help me? Let's see. If I do what here? FOIL, you're going to get 1 minus sin square x minus sin square y, and then minus times a minus is a plus, sin square times sin square. Oopsie. Oh, I can't do that. Sin square times sin square, sin to the 4. And then when I want to write the next thing, I realize, if I time that with each other, what do I get?
Sin square x, sin square y.
Just as it is there. Sin square x, sin square y. So for a half a second, madness crept in. And that's good news. How come? Because they are going to fall away. Done. It crept up on me and I'm done before I knew I was done. Are you with me? You cannot look at the sum and say, step 1, step 2, step 3, yes, I'm happy, I'm done. You cannot. If that's equal to the right hand side, then I'm happy. You don't even have to write it again, but in an exam, please do. Alright. Your last sum of this is number 4 that we will mark tomorrow.